Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to do some TA on the major ETFs as most people track them, and if they go up most stocks go up, if they go down most stocks go down, so it's important to know what's going on with those. In addition to that, I'll go over the trade setups I'm looking at. So if these set up, I'm going to make a trade. If they don't set up, I'm not going to trade. If you don't care about the major ETFs, I will leave a link with a timestamp to the trade setups in the description below. Before I go over the trade setups I'm looking at this week, I want to go over the major ETFs that track the whole market. So if these are sliding, most stocks will go down, so it's really good to know what their support levels are. So number one, the most important one, SPY. On the weekly, we can see that we're in a channel lower. We'll see if this bottom one gets respected. We can see that we closed under the 50 daily weekly moving average, so we need to close over it because we're bearish right now. We're in a head and shoulders pattern, which is bearish. So let's have a look on the daily. The 200 daily moving average and the 50 daily moving average are going to act as resistance, as well as the 50 weekly. Now, as for support, resistance. So start off with the closest resistance. We can, so these bottoms are going to act as resistance. That corresponds with that as well. And then the next support is probably going to be here. And then we've got these two lows there that correspond with these. So I'll be looking at those levels. If we do lose that 426.3, we're probably heading down to 420. And then if we lose that, we'll probably go to 415. And then 405 and then 400, but that's still far away. I do think we may gap down depending on what Russia does. Next one's QQQ. So on the weekly, we're under the 50. We need to get back over it. We're in a downtrend. Now on the daily, so resistance wise, these lows here at 350 pretty much are gonna act as resistance. We're actually under these tops, so these tops are probably going to be resistance. I would watch to get a break over those, and then these tops, see, we pretty much touched them, so that's probably going to be support if we don't gap under them. And then these lows from here are going to be resistance, support. So if we gap down back there, yeah, probably buy the Qs and then see if we bounce or not. In terms of other support, you could probably say we could bounce there, but you never know. Some other notable support would probably be 316. Next one's XLF, so we're over the 50 weekly moving average. That's good. I would be watching that because we never know what's going to happen. We've just closed under the 50 daily, so that's not good. We do have a downtrend forming. Notable support's probably going to be this 200 daily. Yeah, and probably these tops. We can see that we pretty much bounced off of that, but yeah, I'd probably just watch this 200 daily. We want to see this downtrend broken. And the last one that I like to look at is XLV, that's healthcare. So on the weekly, we can see that we closed under the 50 daily 50 moving average, so that's bad. We are in a downtrend. And then on the daily, so notable support is probably gonna be these lows here maybe, and then these lows which correspond with these lows over here, and then just these bottoms. So I'd be watching those. If we do gap down, maybe there or there, I'd potentially buy, depending on what the news of Russia are. Before I go over the trade setups, if they don't set up, I don't trade them. If I get in and it breaks my stop loss, I'm just gonna get out. I'm not gonna wait and hope that it reverses. Okay, moving on to trade setup. So first one is ARKK. We can see that we're approaching these 2020 February tops. I do think we'll probably find some support over there. So if we could gap down to this 61.4 area, I'd probably get in, set my stop maybe just under 61, or we could actually slide below to 60. That'd be a round number, and then people that potential buyers would probably come back in, and then I'd be looking to take profits into this downtrend here somewhere, or these lows here at 65-ish. So I'll probably get in at 61.4, set my stop just under 61, or get in at about 60, set my stop just over 59.5, something like that, because I wouldn't be surprised if people, the hedgies, the big boys, come in to hunt for stop losses, and then potentially go for so risk like 50 cents and then go for $5. So that'd be a nice trade. Okay, next one, Zoom. So it's approaching these old tops from 2019 at about 106, 107. So I'd be looking at getting in there and then taking profits at these lows here. So if we zoom back in, if I could get in somewhere there at about 107, 106, or maybe set my stop loss just under 105, something like that, and then try to either take profits into these lows at about 130 or into this downtrend here. Next one's Shopify. So we've got these lows back from Feb of 2020. I think these are gonna act as support, so we can see that they have before. So we're at 640 right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we slide down there and then bounce. This is a really big cut, so if we can get back down there and then bounce slightly up to maybe these tops here somewhere, wrong line, but whatever. So that would be at about 660. So let's say we get down to these tops down there at about 590. So I'd be really watching that 600 area and just below it and seeing what happens. So if I can get in at about 593, 590, that'd be ideal, and then try to ride it to about 650, maybe 640. So my stop loss would probably be at 590 or just below. I'd probably be looking to get in from 600 to 593, something like that, and then taking profits at about 650. All right, next one's Facebook. So last week my trade for Facebook didn't set up. This week, so we've got these lows here at about 200, and we're just over it. So I'll be looking for Facebook to potentially get down to that 201 level. So if it approaches that 200 area, I'd probably get in, and I'd be looking for a bounce because it has cut quite a bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if it started rallying, and then I'd probably take my profits at 216. So set my stop loss just below 200. And that's a good risk reward in my opinion. The next one's Barrick Gold. So we can see that we found resistance here at these lows and pretty much these tops. So if I could get a short on it at just under 30, and then the stocks, because gold's been rallying, so gold companies are going to go up. So we can see that Barrick Gold's been doing really well, but you can't go up without back testing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come back to back test this 26.7 area, or at least these tops at about 28, ideally down here. So if I could get a short on, set my stop loss just over 30, and trim here, and then exit my short fully over here. And we've come to the end of this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, let me know if you've got any trades that you're looking at and everything. Other than that, good luck this week.